I want you to hear these words because this is the story of Jesus being mighty in someone's life and what he can do. Kiana Rivera, she writes, "When I started going to church, I was one of those kids who didn't really care for the message. I just stared and waited anxiously for service to end. My older brother would go to Stuco. I'd see how the kids were there with him on Saturday nights, and I couldn't wait till I was old enough to be in Stuco. When I finally was old enough for it, I didn't really know anybody that well, so I just kind of stayed by my brother. Then Blast came. It's a big conference we do in January. And because of the generosity of the church, I could afford to go. I'd heard so much about Blast from my older brother, and I had some ideas of how it would be, but I honestly didn't know if it would be fun or if I'd be impacted by a service or a small group or a song. I just knew I wanted to go. When I got to Blast, you room with your small group. I didn't talk much because I didn't really know anyone that well. But when you stay in a room with a bunch of girls, at some point, you just start talking. Amen to that. It's good theology. You start talking and sharing and becoming friends. Once I knew everybody at Blast, it became fun, but it wasn't as impacting as I thought it would be. Then this summer, the church gave me the opportunity to go to junior high camp, and I wondered the same thing. Would this be fun? How would I be impacted? I got there and couldn't believe how awesome the worship services were. Summer camp was even more impactful for me, mostly because I knew everyone, and it lasted longer. And my older brother didn't go, so this was the first function that was just for me. I remember we went to small group, and Destiny Rod was my leader, and sometimes Jen Moss was with us, and these two people really made an impact on me. I felt so connected to the two of them. I think the last day I was there, I mentioned I really felt like I wanted to be baptized and trying to explain the reasons why, but I was just having a hard time doing it. I just had such a spiritual connection there for the worship services, and they were so spectacular. And the journaling we did in our small group brought me closer to God. Spending so much time with Destiny and Jen and the amount of praying I did, and at times I could feel the tears in my eyes. All this led me to wanting a closer relationship with God and me wanting to be baptized. So here I am, so ready for this day. And here she is, and she is so ready. And she does get to be baptized by Destiny and by Jen. And we love celebrating this. Actually, the song we're going to do, thanks to Steve putting it together, specially requested by Kiana. We like to do that. So you're going to watch this beautiful picture of someone dying to their old life and coming alive in a new life with Jesus for the rest of her life, for the rest of her eternity. Alright, so when she comes out of the water, that's a big deal. So we got to go wild and crazy and cheer and help make it an awesome night for her to remember. And after service, you can go up and congratulate her and her family, and they'll probably even offer to feed you. And it's a party, man. God's just partying up in heaven, so we want to party here. So we invite you, go wild and crazy when she comes up out of the water. We're going to sing along with the song she chose, and let's celebrate this baptism.
The Savior sing.